As a follow-up to my previous video, there's going to be a link at the top of the screen right now to that video. It's about melee builds and how effective they can be because of the shotgun nerf. This video, you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of that. I want to bring attention to the Altars of Sorrow Slug Shotgun Blasphemer. It's obtained from defeating the final altar boss. When the shotgun's in rotation, now is a really good time because some of the Solstice armor has some free roam bounties, and Altars on the Moon counts as that. Blasphemer is quite possibly the king of legendary shotguns post 3.2.1, and I don't say that lightly. It's definitely of the legendary slugs, but it could be the top overall depending on what you're doing, how your loadout is. If it's not the top, it's definitely in the top 3, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to show you why you want to get one. It's always been a good shotgun, a great shotgun actually, but as I talked about in the previous video, the short range game has changed. You can use a number of options: sidearms, SMGs, other shotguns not named Fellwinter. Slugs are a lot more useful, and then you start getting into close mid with fusion rifles. Since the regular pellet shotguns aren't hitting over 8 meters, melee builds can actually be made and work effectively. If you've been playing, you've probably noticed those shotguns hitting a little bit short, or just more melees going on. And the melee finish has always worked, but believe me, before this update, I tried and tried and tried. Eventually, you were gonna get caught by one of those 8+ meter shotgun shots. There's nothing you can do about it. You're gonna get on a streak. It always happened. You can get close to some enemies, but sooner or later, you're just gonna get caught. So you couldn't really get into top tree Arc Strider, couldn't get that to work. Or just melee builds. You didn't see them on a game-to-game basis. No top Strider, no bottom tree Arc Titans, nothing. When certain nerfs happen, there are some weapons that become a stronger pick, and I believe that's exactly what's happening or will happen with Blasphemer. It has a special perk that no other slug has, and it will come up huge for you. In the background, you're going to be seeing a lot of top tree Strider with Assassin's Cowl, top tree Sentinel with Syntheseps, bottom tree Striker with OAM, various exotics, lots of Devour Voidwalker with the Karnsteins, there's some Ophidians in there, and more. Blasphemer is a Kinetic legendary slug. There are only 2 that aren't Sunset, this and Heritage. Heritage is going to be the better PvE option. Otherwise, it's going up against the energy legendaries, good bone structure, Sojourner's Tail. It's an excellent shotgun, link at the top for my review for that, Bone Chiller, then first in, last out. These slugs hit from 10 to 11 meters, a little under 12 with that max range opening shot, 11.8, 11.9. So when looking at Blasphemer, this is the one you've been seeing. I have 2 options, chambered or corkscrew, then assault mag or ricochet. The lowest range I can put on this thing is 71 with assault mag, and then the highest is going to be with chambered and ricochet. That's 85 range. There's a half meter gained going from 71 range to 85 range. This roll hits just under 11 meters. The reason to grind this out if you don't have one is that last perk column. You've been seeing it all video, Swashbuckler. At a ×5 stack, it 1 shots to 200 damage to the body. Prime them with the shotgun, then finish with a melee. It's going to stay up as long as you're getting kills. When looking at your roll, there are 3 that I was looking for that I want to talk to you about. The one that I have is near exactly what I wanted for one of those rolls, because I'm going to show you the real world scenario of why this is a good perk for it. For the barrels, you want range or handling, even full bore, plus 14 range, -5 handling. You're going to pick the top range pick, but also consider fluted. It's the top handling perk, it gives plus 13 handling. You do want a decent handling stat if you can swing it, because it's going to help with bringing it out, putting it away, and importantly, the aim down sight speed. For the magazine, ricochet or assault mag. For the perks, Swashbuckler is the main prize here. I'm going to talk about it more in a second. The more damage brings a further 1-shot headshot, and it also gives the 1-shot to the body. There's also a place though for something like opening shot. I have a really good one. Corkscrew, range masterwork, accurized, quick draw, opening shot, great shotgun. You can go this route, but for Swashbuckler, there are actually 4, not 3 that I was really looking at, and the ones that I want to show you that I recommend. Surplus, quick draw, threat detector, or oddly enough, hear me out, hip fire grip. Surplus for the handling, even if you only have 1 charged ability, it's helping out a ton. Quick draw for, well, a quick draw. Threat detector's good, it's a sleeper, better handling when close to enemies. But for hip fire, this is what I have and one of the combinations I was looking for initially. Increases accuracy, stability, and precision hit targeting when firing from the hip. Now the under the hood breakdown is it's a 1.2 times aim assist fall off, plus 15 aim assist, and a plus 2.7 degree precision angle threshold. The idea behind me wanting this perk, and I want to have specific clips right here. When chambering a slug, you do it 1 round at a time. When I'm in this animation trying to get all those rounds in one after the other, I'm able to throw out a shot in hipfire as I'm reloading because of this perk. Many times it has helped, it has connected, it makes that shot land. And when you're running around chambering in all these slug rounds, this is gonna happen to you. Someone's gonna pull up on you. Ideally, you're gonna have Swashbuckler ×5 up, you're gonna throw out the hipfire, and you're gonna one shot to the body. And while in hipfire, I do also use it sometimes to prime with. Maybe I'm in the air, maybe they're in the air. I can keep my sights open, use the hipfire to prime them or finish them off. This perk's actually working way better than I imagined. Mostly for the reload animation though, that's where it's clutch. Being able to stop that animation, not aim down sights, and take that shot. But otherwise, I would probably go surplus. Aside from the perks, if you can spare it, run a shotgun targeting mod. It's not exactly necessary, but it is recommended. You want it to help with the aim down sight speed, and since it's a slug, you're also getting some target acquisition help with that mod as well. And you've been seeing this all go on various characters in the background, subclasses. But I want you to know that I'm getting gameplay for the video, meaning I'm W key, I'm holding forward, I'm going for shotgun clips to show off the shotgun. And you can also do that yourself. It has everything to make that happen, but let's look at comp right here. Again, this is kind of like what I like to call a real world situation. The Titan rushes me with their shotgun, I bring out my slug. I'm gonna do my body beatdown, so slug to the body, do the melee. After that, I come out with Swashbuckler ×5. Well, their teammate is coming around the corner. Say this is trial, say this is comp like it is. That enemy's getting the body slug ×5. I also happen to be on bottom tree striker that has frontal assault, so it did over 200 damage for the slug body shot, but then I switched to my primary that has frontal assault, stability, and damage buff to take out those enemies. So while yes, I'm specifically rushing people down with a shotgun, you could just be sitting there using your primary. Someone is gonna rush you. That's gonna happen in Destiny, it's always happened. And when they do, you can bring out your slug and go about your business. Headshot, the body shot melee. When you do that melee, you're gonna have Swashbuckler ×5, you can go on the hunt. I feel that the shotgun is really big right now after 3.2.1. And you don't necessarily even need a melee build at all, because melees are gonna happen with how close quarters is working now. But if you do build out a melee build that has lunge ranges, lunge melees, it's gonna be better for sure. Now the other question is, how does it compare to Duality and Chaperone? Well, Chaperone is the overall king due to Roadborne. The meter distance, the handling, the fire rate, all of it is crazy. Takes up an exotic slot, you can pair it with Palindrome, Igneous, Gnawing Hunger, whatever you want. Duality is great too. Takes an exotic slot, it has its special traits, very good, you've probably been seeing them out there. But with Blasphemer being a legendary Kinetic, I think it's the king of the legendaries. And with what it can do, that has a lot of worth as well. It does things that no other slug or other shotguns can do. And when you get it going with OEM, Dunes, Assassin's Cowl, the Devour Karnsteins, it's a trip. It's really good. Way better than it's ever been. Because like I said, you could do this before when the shotgun came out. It was kind of like almost a novelty to get 2 or 3 in a row because you were just gonna get caught. And as the game progressed into stasis, you weren't getting that close. I bring this to your attention for a couple of reasons. One, there were a lot of comments and Twitter messages from a lot of you saying how much fun you're having using the melee builds. And that's what it's all about, first and foremost. This can add to that. The second reason, free roam for the Solstice armor. Do some altars, charge that armor, you might as well get some shotguns. And lastly, third, with playing with it, seeing what it can do in the current sandbox, if you're a player that has tried the melee builds, can commit to them, or even the complete opposite, no melee build. If you've been finding yourself getting melee finishes a lot in the current sandbox, it would be a disservice to yourself to not seek this one out. You can main it to go on streaks, or you can use it to get yourself out of a pinch. In the end, it's still a slug hitting at 10 meters with a headshot. It's still got some range to it. And these last clips here probably are my favorite way to run it. I really like Assassin's Cowl Top Tree Strider, Bottom Tree Striker, the Synthesept Top Tree Sentinel. They're all really good, but the Karnstein's Devour is great. A melee final blow is going to proc Karnstein, Devour, and Swashbuckler ×5. As I'm closing in and they're hitting me, the Karnsteins, they're slowly giving me health back, and when I get the final blow, the one-shot body, Devour's fully going to restore my health. It's great. And if I'm not running Chaperone or Duality, I'm running this when it comes to shotguns. If a team's super aggressive, this is the one I want. It's all dependent on my loadout and how the enemy team is playing. It's a really useful tool for your toolbox. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. If you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. Use the link down below and my code COOL at checkout for a discount. Let's talk about this one down below. I would really love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.